Hi, this is a new karate video, well sort of, this is a little bit of a short one, a little bit of a different one this. Basically to say I've had a really amazing and stupid idea, which I'll get onto in a moment. First of all, just like to say, this book which I said I would do a review of ages ago, I've no idea which video I put that in. I am working my way through it, so I will be doing a review of this book soon, and then once I've done that I'm going to go on to another book. Anyway, my crazy idea is, every time in the past I've been on a gashuku or a training weekend, I've always thought, I want to do one of those, I want to arrange one. And, thinking that would be just amazing, just to have my own weekend. I mean, I'm not under any illusion that it's going to be easy, but I really want to actually really do this. So I've already emailed somewhere to see if they would be any good. I'm not sure. They've got a lot of places all around the country, so I want to find out if they've got anything, because I know they've got like the accommodation and the kitchen and everything that you'd need to house people for a weekend. But I'm not sure if they've actually got anywhere suitable for training. And they've got so many places, I thought I can't be bothered to go every single place individually. I just asked, they've got an information email, so I just said, this is what I want, do you have it? If they don't, then I'll have to go somewhere else. In the past, in this country and in other countries, I've stayed at universities during the summer while all the students are away. Then we've used their facilities, and they usually have big halls that we can use as a dojo. So that's another option to look at. Of course, I have done a couple of gashukus in this country. So I could think, well, actually, those places actually work. So, all right, actually, no, one of the places didn't work all right. They actually cut us short a couple of days. Well, how that works was, I think I've talked about this in a previous video. We were supposed to go somewhere and had people from all over the world coming, and then at the last minute, the place, I don't actually know where it was, they cancelled. So then we had to find somewhere else. We had like less than a week to find somewhere else. It was like really desperate. I think I have talked about that in a previous video. So there are places out there that would suit my need, that have like bedding, obviously toilet facilities, kitchen facilities, just areas just to hang out, and most importantly, somewhere to train. That's obviously the key thing. So this is what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is once I've actually got somewhere, I'm going to then start asking people if they'd be willing. I'm actually planning this for maybe 2019, because I know people who teach and go on these sort of seminars, gashukus or whatever, their diaries are full quite far into the future. So it's like the middle of 2017 now, and I know that some people have already got their diaries booked for 2018, and I think 2020 is too far away for me. So 2019, somewhere in 2019, I want to get this done. So have the venue booked, have people coming in. Now obviously there's going to cost a lot of money. Last night I was trying to sleep and I was thinking, how much is this going to cost me? I've written it all down, it's upstairs. I said, where you've got the venue itself, then obviously you've got food and drink. I'm thinking only like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's not going to be too much food and drink. But then the instructors will want some money. Then there's the cost of insurance, which is obviously going to cost more money. Then I was thinking more about transport, because in the past I've gone to various places and people have needed picking up from train stations or airports or whatever. Thinking, well, normally when I've done this sort of thing, you've had other people from within the dojo go to pick people up. But I'm currently without a dojo. So I would have to arrange transport and pick up myself. So I was thinking like a minibus or something like that, unless I could convince people from my old dojo to come along and join, and then maybe they could help with transport. So there's a lot of things to think about like that, and there's various other things on the list as well. There's actually quite an extensive list of outgoings, and I was thinking, oh blimey, this list is getting actually quite long, and then the only real incoming is the students, so I'd have to get enough students to cover the costs for everything, so it's going to be quite a lot, so I'm not sure how much I'd charge. Obviously, all the numbers at the moment don't exist, so I'd have to then work out how much is this going to cost, how much is that going to cost, and this, that, and that. There's probably a bunch of other things I haven't thought of yet, and then work out how many students am I going to need to cover the costs, and how many does the place actually hold. So, I mean, in the past, the gashukus I've been on are generally around 50 people, but that is for the whole week, so the numbers are going to be different there. So yeah, it's a bit of a headache. I'm not brilliant with numbers. I mean, I can count. Give me a complex equation, I can't do it. But I used to work in retail. I used to manage shops and stuff, so I'm okay with money. No, I know how to count up the pennies. But you know, straight away I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of outgoings on this idea, and it's very dependent on getting the people in. But then I'm hoping if I can get people to actually come along and train, teach even, and then they can encourage their own students, and then a lot of people will be interested. And I was thinking, well, there's a lot of different karate styles, so when I've gone in a gashuku with my own style of karate, which breakaway styles from my original style, they've got the same grading structure, so you know where to stand. I've spoken about different grading structures in a previous video as well. So you know where to stand in line. But of course, some karate styles, they start from this end and go that way, and then other karate styles start from this end and go that way. So I was thinking, well, if you've got people from everywhere. But when I've gone to seminars before, so when I went to see Jesse Enkamp, or when I saw John Burke, there's people from all different things. So where you stood was a bit more fluid in the lineup, because it was a bit more relaxed. I think I would have to have it a bit more of a relaxed style, because even at the beginning, at the ending, I've been to various dojos, and they're like little routines, there's ceremonies and stuff. They're not really a ceremony for like just starting a class and for ending a class. That's all a bit different. So that would have to be very relaxed on that style of things, because hopefully I get people from all over in, and then you just go with the flow. So, and then obviously there's working out the rota for when people are training. I was thinking just for like a weekend, arrive on the Friday, register about lunchtime or whatever, or just after lunch. This is how I've done it in other places. You register just after lunch. This is quite good because people get there, they're already fed, they've looked after themselves, and that's just one more expense I don't have to worry about. And then what we've done then, after registration, people have found where they're staying for the time that they're there. Then we'd have like an afternoon or evening training session, and then maybe a welcome speech, just say, thanks everyone for coming. Then usually on gashukus, it's 6 a.m. wake up, go for like a walk or run, early morning exercise, then some breakfast, then more training, and then a little bit of a break, then more training, then lunch, more training, little break, more training, something like that. Then usually there's like a talk in the afternoon, or not the afternoon, the evening, and then people are free in the night to do whatever they want, usually get drunk or something. And then I was thinking, so that would be all Saturday. Then the Sunday, I was thinking would be the last day, but it would start off normal, so you get up early, you would go for a walk or a run or whatever, train, have breakfast, do some more training, little break, have some more training, have lunch or whatever, and then I was thinking at the end of that, clean up, tidy up and go home. So it's like really quite a short thing. So Saturday is the only day of full training, and then Friday would be training, and Sunday morning would be training, or I could extend Sunday later on. But then I was thinking people might want to get the train home or something, or whatever, which is why I've decided to end it after lunch rather than going all the way to the end of the day on the Sunday, which I could do. If people are driving in, then that would be fine, then you could go all the way to the end of the day and they could just drive home at night or whatever, and then be back at work on the Monday. Or maybe I could do it for the Monday, or bank holiday Monday, and then when people aren't working on a bank holiday Monday. But then I was thinking, well, that's just that whole more extra expense. That's more money on the venue, more food, insurance probably costs more, so I want to keep the costs down as much as possible. But I was thinking training on Friday, training all day Saturday, and training half a day on Sunday, that should be adequate. Then that keeps the costs down. It gives people a chance to get home if they need to. So there's quite a lot of things I'm trying to think of and figure out. Plus a lot of places I go to, we always have to tidy up and clean up after ourselves, so that would give us time to do that. So yeah, there's a lot of things I'm thinking of, but it's going to happen. It will happen. I've always wanted to do this. Years ago, I actually would just for fun plan out rotas for the whole week and stuff, just for the hell of it. I thought, why not? Of course, this is all, at the moment, I say this is all in my head. It isn't actually all in my head. I have actually started writing stuff down. I have started contacting people. So, yeah, the ball is rolling. So if anyone has any ideas of good venues anywhere in the UK, that would be brilliant. Obviously, I have contacted a couple of, one place, but this one place they've got a lot. I think they've got like 50, 60 different venues. So it's going to happen. It will happen. I know it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm going to be organising most of this on my own. Which is crazy. I probably will ask advice and stuff from my old dojo, because I know they've organised a couple in the past, and just say, what are the logistics, what else do I need to worry about, what else do I need to think about. And then obviously getting people involved, getting the instructors. Obviously no one's going to want to attend if there's nobody good teaching, so I'm going to have to write to people and say, do you want to come along? And I know some of these people get written to a lot and don't always respond. Like, I think it'd be cool to have Jesse Ankamp there, because I've been to one of his seminars, and there's other people who I would like to be there. So yeah, and it should be cool. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm playing with ideas all the time in my mind. My mind is going quite mad with different ideas. So yeah, should be good. Should be hard work. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be a learning experience, which is obviously why I don't want to be organising it mostly myself. I do know people that do this a lot, so I can ask their advice and stuff. But the thing is, another thing I was thinking about is, what about food? Because I'd have to employ a chef or something. I do actually know a couple of professional chefs, so I could ask them. That might save a bit of money, and I know they're quite good. There's a lot to think about, but at the same time, if you want something to happen and you're passionate about it, I know the people I can ask for advice. It's going to happen. So if you've got any ideas about anything, like anything at all related, one person, I wrote this on Facebook, on the Karate Nerds Facebook page, one person suggested a campsite, and I don't think that would be cool. You can't rely on British weather. I know people have done camping gashukus. In fact, my old style, we nearly did a camping gashuku in the New Forest, which I was really looking forward to. But the actual venue, they cancelled on us. And I was thinking, well, actually, that's two places that actually I can think of that have cancelled on us now. That gashuku that cancelled on us, so we had to find some at the last moment. And the place in the New Forest cancelled on us last moment. So, that's a bit worrying. I hope that's not a common thing. If anyone knows if that's a normal thing for venues to cancel at the last moment, because that would not be cool. I have to get everything written down, proper contracts. I've watched enough of Judge Rinder to know that you need to get everything written down in black and white, not just word of mouth. So, that's got me worried now. I can think of two places just off the top of my head that I know of that have cancelled. Luckily we hadn't, the place in the New Forest was just for our local dojo. We weren't really going to have a lot of people from abroad coming, so that wasn't too much of a disaster when they cancelled on us, and so we just carried on training as normal. So if anyone has any ideas, any advice, if anyone knows of any places I can go, any people that they would like me to try and contact to teach, I'm thinking keeping this mostly karate, but having said that, there's a guy I watch on YouTube called Jake Mace. He's Kung Fu, but I really like him, and I was thinking that would just be so cool to get him to come along, even though Kung Fu is different to karate. But he's got a lot of the same philosophies and ideas and ethics that I have. So, just even though it's completely different, I think that would be quite cool. But I've been on gashukus where they've had people from completely different things, like in Switzerland that had an MMA fight to teach for one afternoon. That was quite cool. It was completely different to what I normally do, but yeah, it was really cool. And who's a good teacher? Anyway, so what I'm basically saying is my mind is open to other possibilities, providing they're not shit. So if you know of anyone that is actually good, teaches a proper martial art, not just bouncing around waving your legs in the air. I mean, no offence to anyone that does that, but it's just not for me. So yeah, so basically ideas, venues, people that would be cool to get in touch and train. Obviously, if I get people from abroad like this, if this is this is a very hypothetical if I were to get Jake Mason, which I think would be cool. Obviously, he lives in America. You'd have to, and the cost would have to cover the flights as well, and that's not going to be cheap. And then obviously he's got to fly back again. So that might be an impossibility. I don't know. Obviously, I'd like to get Jesse Yankamp, but obviously he doesn't live in this country either. So obviously that cost would be the flight and back again. So I might be limited to just people in this country. It's all about the numbers. Everything is about the numbers. I already am feeling extremely limited by the numbers, because obviously you've got to get the students in, and the price that I would charge them has got to cover everything. And if I start getting people from all over the world in, and it's all going to cost lots of money, I mean, I can think of various people from different countries, and every time I think of someone from another country, it's obviously air flights. It's got to be included. So that's looking less and less and less likely. Unless, of course, they just all decide they love me and want to do it for free, but I can't see that happening. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Basically, this was supposed to be a short video to tell you I've got this idea and I need ideas and help, suggestions, and yeah, let me know what you think. Cheers.